Most McDonald's look like this nowadays, but sometimes there are exceptions that'll leave you asking, why were these built like this in the first place? So those are the type of locations I want to visit today. Weird McDonald's buildings most of you probably have never heard of. The first location is a McDonald's with a really old sign that I believe is from the 1960s. So you got the building over there, but what makes this special is this huge sign right here. This is definitely an older sign. Look at that thing. I don't know who this guy is in front of it, but it's always interesting when McDonald's decides to either get rid of the sign or keep it. Sometimes they decide to keep it, and this is one of them. That brings us to our next location where both the sign and the building are designs from the 1950s with some interesting decorations inside. So it's kind of old, the building. The building itself is the old design, but it got updated into the gray color scheme. They got Speedy up there. He's from like the 1950s from when McDonald's started. It also has the single arch right there. But out of all the times I've been here, I've never been into the play place. I'm gonna try to go in there now because there's actually a couple cool stuff in there. So this is the play place right here, and above it all, they have this ginormous statue. That is definitely old, and I've always seen it from the window, but I've never seen it in person up close. They also have these old hamburger seats. Over in this corner, they got these two old artworks. You got this one, and then artwork of the sign out front. This one says real good and still only 15 cents. And then over there, they have these two other signs. One of the Hamburglar and then Grimace. Now, this one was still old, but it has been remodeled. So because of that, I wanted to go to a McDonald's that hasn't been remodeled as much. Now, this one has unique parts about it. The first one is that there's a brown roof on the side there. The second is that it still has the play place. And then third, it still has one of the original old signs. Not the ones with the single arch, but still old. And then if you look right there in the window, it's kind of hard to see, but they have a poster of Ronald McDonald. Now, out in the front, if you go back on Google, they used to have statues of some of the original characters. They removed those years ago, and now they are no longer here. But speaking of old statues, we randomly saw this guy's lawn with a bunch of them. I don't know how he got these, but it was cool to see. This is just in some guy's like farm, and there's literally goats here. So the outside's pretty interesting to look at, but as for the inside, it's definitely seen some better days. The play place area is basically used as storage now. There's a bunch of boxes in there and everything. And as for the eating area, there's literally a sign on one of the seats that says don't sit here or it's gonna break. It's definitely old, but it probably will have to get updated soon. The next location is an abandoned McDonald's, but it still stands today. Now, this McDonald's location is one of the most interesting I've ever seen. But honestly, it would be hard to tell it was a McDonald's if it wasn't for these two things that indicate that. The first thing on this side is you can see the old McDonald's logo right here. This is one of the only things that tell you this is a McDonald's. But if you go back on Google Maps, you can definitely see that it was a McDonald's at one point. So that's the first indication, but the other one's not even on the building itself. It's this right here on the ground. You can barely see it, but right there is actually an M for the McDonald's drive-thru. It also does say drive-thru, but it's so hard to see now. I guess at some point it got changed into a place called Good to Go, but I never been here, so I never saw that. As for the inside, it's pretty beat up, but it almost does look like a McDonald's. I mean, you can see how long this place has been closed with the siding here falling apart. And then this I just wanted to throw in because I just found it interesting. It's an old Blockbuster. I'm not sure how long this has been here, but it's literally right across the street from that weird McDonald's. This next location is nothing like I've seen before. It's a McDonald's designed to look like a log cabin. I remember coming here years and years ago, and when they remodeled it, they didn't make it just a boring gray box, but rather still kept it cool and unique. I wish McDonald's would do more stuff like this. Instead of remodeling cool places into just boring whatever, they keep it something interesting, and that would probably make more people want to go. Now, as unique as these were so far, I wanted to visit a more classic style McDonald's, and that would be the classic red roof. These are definitely nostalgic. I'm not sure how this has survived not getting remodeled yet. McDonald's just forgot about this one, but it's great to check it out one last time. This is also pretty interesting. They have the original colors here too. So this roof is red, but I bet you didn't know McDonald's actually had other colors for the roofs, as you can see with this green roof McDonald's. Now look at this. Obviously it's not a red roof, nor is it just a boring gray building. It's a green roof McDonald's. I have never seen anything like this before, so this is very cool.
Do you guys still have Shamrock Shakes?
No, we're done.
Oh, okay.
How do they not have it at the green roof? The Batmobile! Now, if you thought that was weird, there's actually another one with a green roof that's even older than the last one. Here it is. This is definitely something you don't see every day. Most of the ones that looked like this had a red roof, but for some reason, I have no idea why, this one has a green one. It's just weird all around. And as for the inside of the building, really nothing too crazy, but the one thing they did have was this mirror with the old Ronald McDonald characters, so that was pretty interesting.
Do you guys have Shamrock Shakes?
Yeah.
I knew they'd have it at this green roof McDonald's. They had to.
Wait a minute. The building's green. This is green.
I never even heard of McDonald's having green roofs, and now I've seen 2 in my life. Now, obviously, there's other locations that are weird, like you can visit the world's oldest McDonald's, or go to a one that's shaped like a UFO, but I wanted to visit ones where most people didn't know about them. That's it, make sure to subscribe, and I'm out.